Good morning. My name is Annie Gael Pascal. I am a student at the Adelaide Institute of Business and Technology in Melbourne, Australia, and I am currently following a graduate diploma of management learning. For one of my modules, the BSBS TR 801 Lead Innovative Thinking and Practice, I have been assigned the task of designing a research report on innovative practices and thinking, to devise an innovation strategy to generate a systematic procedure to innovation, to conduct meetings with staff members to impart knowledge on innovation as well as creative and critical thinking. Also, I have to prepare a cost-benefit analysis for persistently implementing and sustaining innovation in the organization. The project report title is Understand, Lead, Support, Implement, and Sustain Innovation in the Organization. In section 1, we are going to understand innovation in the concerned organization, which is the Service Diocésain de l'Éducation catholique, also called SEDEC. The SEDEC is an organization in the education sector in Mauritius that is in charge of the management of schools and other institutions under the aegis of the Roman Catholic Diocese. The SEDEC holds the educational, pastoral, and managerial responsibilities of 46 Roman Catholic primary schools around Mauritius, including 20 schools in urban areas and 26 schools in rural regions, which accommodate 16,600 students. The company has 1,400 employees, including educators, administrative, and support staff members. The SEDEC's management team is constituted of the Episcopal Delegate, the Executive Director, the Deputy Director Head of Secondary, and the Deputy Director Head of School Pastoral and Training. The organization works in close collaboration with the Ministry of Education upon the educational vision of the Catholic School Charter, the Mauritius Institute of Education, the Mauritius Examination Syndicate, and the Private Secondary Education Authority. The SEDEC's mission and vision is to ensure that the Catholic School Project, as defined in the Projet Catéchétique Diocésain Cléopas document, is carried out by all stakeholders in the Catholic school. It works in close collaboration with the religious congregations under patronage, namely Institut de Lorette, Filles de Marie, Salésien, so that the Catholic School Project forms part of the educational mission of the Church. The organization's activities concern the management of primary and secondary schools under the aegis of the Roman Catholic Church, the promotion and support of a Catholic School Project in the Catholic schools of Mauritius, through the provision of training for religious education and intercultural education subjects to both trainee and in-service educators. The SEDEC is also responsible to organize workshops during school terms and school holidays to guide and support educators on the use of new religious education and intercultural education books for the teaching of religious education and intercultural education in primary and secondary Catholic schools. The SEDEC's organizational goals are to effectively manage to teach larger groups of students, to promote peer-to-peer and collaborative learning among students for successful learning and development, to foster tolerance, respect, and acceptance of others. For the purpose of this assignment, my role in the organization was that of the operations manager. To perform my research sources were namely internet web search, interviews, and surveys. The innovation research findings have shown past innovation theories as well as current innovation theories. One past innovation theory which was found was the diffusion of innovation, which focuses on grasping the reactions and responses of the customers to which the innovation is intended to determine if they will or will not adhere to it, depending on which category they fall, so as to effectively address their relevant needs. One current innovation theory which was discovered was the disruptive innovation approach, which emphasizes upgrading and offering easier versions of products to reach a wider and alternate type of clientele on the market. There are different workplace conditions that were found to be facilitating innovation in an organization, and these are the following: nurturing a work culture that is friendly, communicating and dealing with the staff with care and emotional intelligence, showing interest in them for active listening, and making provision for sufficient time and space for them to socialize and relax. Tolerance in regard to imprecise or unsuccessful ideas of staff members. A demonstration of acceptance and patience when it comes to an applied creative change that was unsuccessful. The review of the learning outcomes and the acknowledgement of the favorable parts of the operation. The promotion of an operational direction that is focused on quality work rather than rapid outcomes when implementing creative change. To promote perseverance in the hunt for solutions, along with cooperation and the ability to work with the collaborators. In addition, it is imperative to include and encourage the active participation of the staff members in the innovative thinking process, to stimulate a future orientation work and organizational culture by openly engaging in hopeful, abstract, long-term thinking. Moreover, it is essential to reward staff members who take bold steps forward with career advancement opportunities. Finally, the company should provide continuous training to support the learning and development of the staff members and to empower them. Specific issues that impact innovative thinking and creativity were fear of failure, lack of leadership, the rush for short-term outcomes and returns, which also affects the research process, leading to failure, the idea being ditched, and innovation being perceived as not working. The lack of resource or capacity, the lack of collaboration among co-workers and team members, limited or no time allotted for innovative thinking, and not putting into action the innovative ideas that employees have contributed due to a lack of adequate implementation processes. The barriers associated with introducing and maintaining innovation in the organization that were found were the lack of finance and lack of strategy and vision, risk associated with introducing and maintaining innovation in the organization, or the operational risk like failing to meet your quality, cost or scheduling requirements, and secondly, commercial risk, which implies failure to engage sufficient clients. Some strategies that may be used to respond to those barriers and risks are to engage experts or trade specialists to obtain professional guidance and recommendations, and licensing, which is about allocating the development and risks to a third party in exchange for a fee and royalties, and finally, subsidizations, which imply obtaining financial support to enable the company to stretch the risks. Moreover, 4 techniques and tools that can be useful to generate ideas and facilitate creative thinking in the organization were mind mapping, brainstorming, focus group, and online community research. 3 leadership styles and their impact on innovation within the organization. Transformational leadership, which is about creating a shared vision among the team members to support the staff's commitment, participation, and contribution to the company's activities and processes. Autocratic leadership, which is a leadership style about the leader being the sole contributor and decision maker of strategy, policies, procedures, and directing staff members in the organization. Last but not least, democratic leadership, which is also called participative leadership, and encourages the active participation and contribution of team members in decision making, and which supports the creativity of the staff. Research, analysis, and review of the CEDEC's current culture of innovation demonstrated that the current innovation culture is autocratic leadership, and the recommended leadership style was a transformational leadership style to involve and engage the employees in the organization's activities and processes, including innovation and decision making, as this will be more beneficial both for the staff members and the company itself, because the transformational leadership style helps to generate a shared vision and common goal with all stakeholders working in collaboration to achieve the same. A review of innovation drivers and enablers in the organization was performed, and the following results were found. The company fosters individual responsibility for innovation through the provision of training and continuous learning and development opportunities for the staff. The organization also ensures the design and implementation of innovative procedures that are easy to use by all staff members. In addition, the company includes clear and adequate procedures for the funding of innovative ideas and solutions that will be implemented. Moreover, the CEDEC has already put in place an innovative committee that is open and mindful to welcome and manage feedback from the other team members. Furthermore, the company ensures a welcoming work atmosphere open to the innovative ideas of the employees and acknowledges them. Finally, the organization encompasses and supports diversity for a strong and collaborative workforce to stimulate innovation. An assessment of the current resources that are available to ensure that innovation occurs has also been performed, and the results were availability of a special budget to support and implement innovation in the company, a workforce that is engaged in the innovative process, dedicated time and space every month for the conduct of innovative workshops, brainstorming sessions, and training with staff members. The Lucidchart software is a software program that is useful for the visual representation of information in the form of diagrams, such as a decision tree, and enables a company to boost data comprehension and invention. IdeaDrop software is another software used by the company as an intuitive idea management software to support and manage the generation, review, improvement, and implementation of innovative ideas in the organization. Some necessary requirements to lead and sustain innovation in the company have been researched, namely, to cultivate an open communication work atmosphere between management and employees so as to build up a rapport of trust, to implant accountability at the heart of a work culture in order to drive innovative thinking and encourage collective work in the company. Finally, to make sure that the employee's contribution to innovation is systematically acknowledged and rewarded. Research has also found 2 ways to capture ideas and practices in relation to innovation in the organization. And the findings were the IdeaDrop software, where the employees can input their ideas at any time and from anywhere on the software itself, and also monthly brainstorming sessions to generate innovative ideas that the company will be organizing. 2 ways to communicate with stakeholders in regard to innovation were found, namely video conferencing through Microsoft Teams and face-to-face meetings. 2 ways to promote the transfer of relevant information knowledge within the organization were also researched, and the following methods have been found, namely through the use of MyHub intranet software and Absorb Learning Management Software, LMS. 2 strategies that may be implemented in the organization to foster a workplace culture that encourages innovation are communication. It is imperative to encourage the staff members to share and put forward their ideas in a structured but creative approach, such as open idea hours or sessions. Besides, it is important to follow up on ideas shared by the employees by giving them productive feedback and support for improvement. The cost-benefit analysis conducted revealed that 2 monthly innovation training sessions for the staff members would cost the company $3,500 for 25 participants, including the trainer's remuneration, along with refreshments and snacks to be provided to the staff during the training. The Absorb LMS software would cost the following: a licensing fee of $800, a 12-month user fee of $16 per active user, which costs a total of $400 for 25 participants, a setup fee that includes training and support of $3,200, and a hosted price per annum of $14,500. The Microsoft Teams video conferencing tool would cost the company $4 per month per user. The Lucidchart Enterprise package would cost the company $14 per user, and the MyHub intranet software would cost $130 per month. Section 2 of the project report dealt with leading and supporting innovation in the organization. An assessment of the current personal leadership style of the operation manager in regard to positive innovative thinking and practices revealed that the operations manager has a democratic leadership style. The assessment tool that was used was the MIND tool, and an evaluation was conducted which stated that a combination of autocratic or laissez-faire leadership styles can also be helpful to effectively adapt and manage specific circumstances and different individuals in the organization to successfully guide innovation. In the development and application of strategies to make innovation an integral part of the organization and to build and maintain effective working relationships, two strategies were chosen, namely mind mapping, to be used as a guide in training on innovation by graphically representing ideas and assumptions through drawing, and it would be applied in a way that training participants would be encouraged to discuss with each other and share their ideas and thoughts about a particular topic that will be added to the map. The second strategy is the brainstorming strategy, which would be used for problem-solving purposes through the collective sharing of creative ideas and solutions. The application of a brainstorming technique would be, during training, the trainer should start a brainstorming activity by asking a question on a particular subject to be resolved, to encourage the participation of the trainees through the sharing of possible answers to resolve the issue, to welcome and acknowledge all contributions made by the trainees and outline the same on the whiteboard, and to lead discussion on the ideas shared for analysis. In this section, two processes and systems were established to support innovation and confirm an ongoing awareness of individual and team contributions to innovative thinking and practice. The first one is the Lucidchart software, which will be monitored by collecting and inputting innovative ideas and or comments following training sessions, to review any input and or comments from the team members or training participants, and to keep team members posted and involve them in the decision-making process. The second system to support innovation and confirm an ongoing awareness of individual and team contributions to innovative thinking and practice is the Idea Drop software, which will be monitored as follows. To post contests, to ask for the team members' contribution, and publish ideas and communications on the forum to keep the team updated. And secondly, to direct reports on activities on the forum. Communication and consultation with stakeholders, using different communication tools to promote and share innovation knowledge, to introduce and promote creative thinking techniques, and to introduce and promote innovative practices, processes, products, and services. It was decided that the communication would be performed towards a targeted audience, namely the staff and the executive leadership team members. And the tools that would be used to communicate would be Absorb LMS software, Microsoft Teams as a video conferencing tool, the Lucidchart software, and the IdeaDrop software. At this stage, a confirmation that the organization values a team approach to communication, consultation, and development for innovation was achieved through a meeting held on the 15th of August 2022 through Microsoft Teams video conferencing tool with some members from the executive leadership team, the headmaster, deputy headmasters, and primary school educators from the Notre-Dame-de-Lourdes RCA primary school. During the meeting, all concepts have been successfully covered, and all meeting attendees actively participated in both the mind mapping and brainstorming activities conducted for the generation of innovative ideas. The meeting showed that the participants demonstrated a good understanding of the meaning of innovation, the significance of innovation, how to go about innovation and create innovation, and the different methods to enhance their creative thinking abilities and generate ideas. And also, the meeting participants understood how to encourage innovation within the company. Section 3 of the project report dealt with the implementation and sustainability of innovation in the organization. In the implementation phase, a meeting was held on the 22nd of August 2022 through Microsoft Teams video conferencing tool with some members of the executive leadership team, the headmaster, deputy headmasters, and primary school educators from the Notre-Dame-de-Lourdes RCA primary school. The issues that were discussed were what methodologies can be used to teach and manage larger groups of students, and how can peer-to-peer and collaborative learning be promoted for the successful learning and development of students. The creative thinking techniques that were used were mind mapping and brainstorming. The creative thinking tools employed were Lucidchart software and IdeaDrop software, and the methods employed for inclusion, collaboration, and to effectively seek the perspective of others were as follows. The trainer and facilitator enabled a welcoming work atmosphere that is open to the innovative ideas of the employees and acknowledged them. The facilitator was attentive to whose perspectives are missing from discussions and make consistent efforts to include them. And finally, the facilitator followed up on the ideas shared by the employees by giving them productive feedback and support for improvement. Moreover, some negotiation techniques were used during the meeting, such as ask for advice, encourage discussion with a draft agreement, and reframe anxiety as excitement. Innovative ideas and solutions shared by the employees during the mind mapping and brainstorming activities were inserted into IdeaDrop software by the employees and were then organized on Lucidchart software. The procedures followed to evaluate the solutions collected and to choose the best one were the following. Ensure the solutions that have been found are solid, reliable, respectful of the regulations, and in alignment with the company's policy. Make sure that all the solutions that remain can potentially meet the requirements of a project as set by the organization. Assess the sigma impact, time impact, cost impact, and other impact of the remaining solutions. The use of a scale of 1 to 10 to assess the remaining solutions against the above criteria. To enter these values in the solution selection matrix and select the solution that has the highest overall total score. And finally, to conduct a sanity check to make sure that the chosen solution as per the selection matrix is logical. At the end of the meeting, a training survey on innovation was provided to the meeting attendees, including both closed and open-ended questions to seek their feedback about the meeting and generate and evaluate ideas. The feedback collected from stakeholders about the experience of a meeting to generate and evaluate ideas provided the following information. The stakeholders liked that there was an open communication atmosphere throughout training. The stakeholders were able to interact and collaborate with others to share and contribute innovative ideas. They also liked that the ideas shared have been successfully acknowledged by the training facilitator. A quick feedback was provided by the training facilitator as well. The concerned stakeholders also felt included in the decision-making process. And finally, the idea drop software that was used during the training enabled the easy input of ideas in real time, and the employees could also see the ideas that were shared by others. Some suggestions for improving the future ideas generation and evaluation sessions have been collected, namely, a reward system for the employees' contribution to innovative ideas should be set in place. For example, the organization could reward the staff with days off, restaurant vouchers for team members, and gift vouchers. Another point is that the company could split the meeting attendees into groups prior to the brainstorming activity for the generation of ideas. In each group, the participants will be sharing their ideas with each other and compile the same, and one team member will have to report the group's answers. During the activity, each group should also be given enough time for discussion. The identification, evaluation, and management of risks associated with the chosen options as suggested by the stakeholders was performed. Risk number 1, establishing a reward system for the employees to acknowledge their contribution to innovation in the organization. It was chosen that a restaurant voucher would be offered to the team which came up with the best innovative ideas. The consequence of this risk were that it would raise the employees' motivation to participate as their efforts and contribution to the organizational innovative process would be acknowledged and rewarded. This will also boost the employees' job satisfaction. And finally, it will require the arrangement of a special reward budget and finding sponsors. Some control actions would be: the reward budget will be established in a way that ensures the provision of restaurant vouchers to the winning team once per month following the monthly training session, and the resource requirements would be an employee reward system budget and sponsors. The second risk which is about splitting the meeting attendees into groups prior to the brainstorming activity for the generation of ideas, to give enough time to discuss and share ideas with each other and compile the ideas that were shared, and one team member will have to report the group's answers. The consequence of this risk would be that it will enable all meeting attendees to participate and share their innovative ideas with their team members. In smaller groups, it has also been found that those who might be a bit shy would be more at ease and benefit from collaborative work. The control actions that should be performed would be the setting up of chat rooms prior to the brainstorming activities to group the meeting attendees into teams, to inform the meeting attendees that they will be working in teams for the activity and to advise them of the allotted discussion time, to instruct the participants that we will have to compile their answers in one document and that one person will be reporting the team's ideas discussed. Finally, to advise each team to post a copy of their ideas on the Idea Drop software. The resource requirement for this risk would be the Microsoft Teams video conferencing tool to be used to set up group chat rooms. An analysis and reflection on own innovative performance was also conducted, and it was found that from the beginning of a meeting, a welcoming and open atmosphere was set, and the stakeholders were greeted and addressed with good communication, which also enabled the establishment of a positive rapport with them. During the meeting, the stakeholders were encouraged to share their innovative ideas throughout the mind mapping and brainstorming activities. Close attention was also given to those whose ideas and thoughts were missing from discussions, and consistent effort to include them were effectively executed. Moreover, a follow-up on ideas shared by the employees with the provision of productive feedback and support for improvement was successfully performed. This has enabled stakeholders to tap onto their creative and critical thinking skills and helped in the generation of a variety of productive innovative ideas and solutions to achieve the following organizational goals: to effectively manage to teach larger groups of students, to promote peer-to-peer and collaborative learning among students for successful learning and development. Feedback gathered from the meeting attendees for the innovation training survey shared enabled the finding of the following improvements that can be made. Firstly, improvement to the strategy of brainstorming. Arrange the meeting attendees in groups prior to the brainstorming activity for the generation of innovative ideas. Each group should be given enough time to discuss and share ideas with each other and compile their ideas, and one team member will have to report the group's answers. Secondly, the reward system. Set up and introduce a reward system to acknowledge the employee's contribution to innovation in the organization. A restaurant voucher will be offered to the team which comes up with the best innovative ideas. The above mentioned strategies were then developed so as to improve innovation in the organization. One change to innovative practices in the organization that has been successfully implemented concern the two topics which were discussed and mentioned earlier, namely topic 1, what methodologies can be used to teach and manage larger groups of students, the strategies supporting innovation, mind mapping, and brainstorming. Group work has been added as an update. The meeting attendees will be working in teams for the generation of innovative ideas. The team members will be interacting with others in a special chat room set up on Microsoft Teams video conferencing tool. And the tools and communication systems to be used would be Lucidchart software, IdeaDrop software, Absorb LMS software, and Microsoft Teams video conferencing tool. The same updated strategies were implemented to discuss the second topic, which was how can peer-to-peer and collaborative learning be promoted for the successful learning and development of students. During the meeting held on the 22nd of August 2022, the following effective oral communication skills were demonstrated. The facilitator used questioning to ask the trainees what methodologies can be used to teach and manage larger groups of students. Nonverbal communication and body language used by the facilitator throughout the discussion were smiled at the audience, kept eye contact with the audience, used pauses when speaking, and active listening as the respondents were communicating and sharing their ideas and opinions by nodding and providing feedback. One respondent, Ewen Antou, a primary school educator at the Notre-Dame-de-Lourdes RCA Primary School, expressed the following answer. I think that as educators, we should lay emphasis and raise awareness of the students on classroom rules for a positive and healthy learning environment. To that, the facilitator responded the following. This is a very good idea. Thank you, Ewen, for your participation and sharing of his strategy with us. It is indeed a methodology that we will definitely consider together. Then, the facilitator addressed all the other meeting attendees and asked, what are your views on the proposed strategy? Respondent number 2, Sandra Ramalinga, the deputy headmaster at the Notre-Dame-de-Lourdes RCA Primary School, replied, I believe that this is a strategy that can be effective, especially for teaching and managing large groups of students, as it will help the pupils learn about discipline, the sense of responsibility, and being accountable, and respect for others will be learned. Besides, they will learn about the proper ways to deal and collaborate with others. The facilitator provided feedback to respondent number 2 and said, as respondent 2 was speaking and sharing her views, the facilitator stayed centered and composed, demonstrated attention to the respondent through nodding, used recapitulation, and made the following comment to the respondent to acknowledge her contribution to the discussion and provide feedback. Thank you, Sandra, for sharing your thoughts on the strategy proposed by Iwan. Your contribution is key to helping us to better understand how we can effectively address the management and teaching of larger groups of students at the primary school level. This is the end of my presentation. Do you have any questions? Thank you for your attention.